The Sega Genesis just refuses to fade quietly into history. Decades after its last official release, it's not nostalgia keeping this 16-bit powerhouse alive. It's pure, unfiltered creativity. Developers and fans alike are still cracking open its limits, transforming old hardware into a launchpad for fresh worlds, sharper mechanics, and soundtracks that somehow still slap harder than most modern mixes. This is a full-on redefinition of what the Genesis can still do. From high-speed cosmic shootouts to eerie sci-fi rescues and apocalyptic brawlers, these homebrew projects prove one thing loud and clear. The cartridge is still gaming's most dangerous weapon. So, dust off that Mega Drive, pop in a new cart, and let's dive straight into the madness. Coloco DX. Let's kick things off with something that'll have your palms sweating right from the start. Picture this. You're flying a retro, futuristic rescue craft deep inside the decaying veins of an alien colony world. Down here, silence isn't peace, it's a warning. Every flicker of light across those cavern walls feels like a heartbeat from something mechanical and hungry, waiting for you to slip. The story doesn't hand you answers. It drips them through broken transmissions and desperate beacon logs left by stranded commuters, revealing how an interplanetary transit system collapsed under its own machines. You're juggling oxygen and fuel like your life depends on it, because it literally does. Every decision to save a survivor could leave you stranded mid-flight. The gameplay's a wild mix of precision and chaos. Multi-directional thrusting through collapsing corridors, dodging rogue drones, and trying not to panic as bioluminescent walls shift around you. It's cold, tense, and absolutely thrilling. A haunting start before we move into something even bolder. ZPF. Next up, we're leaving those claustrophobic tunnels behind and heading straight into the deep unknown. Every galaxy carries its own legends, but few feel as alive or as deadly as the war unfolding across ZPF's frontier. You step into a shattered universe, one that broke long before humans ever learned to dream of the stars. Here, dying constellations orbit ancient weapons, and rogue AIs drift endlessly, trapped in their own exile. The story isn't told through cutscenes. It's written into the wreckage. Derelict ships half buried in crystal storms, satellites humming forgotten hymns, and massive machines turned into tombs. Combat plays out like a hypnotic space ballet. You're not just shooting, you're performing. Each pilot controls differently. One blinks across the screen with teleport dashes. Another slices through enemies with blade counters, while others unleash precise, sweeping laser volleys. Bosses evolve through multiple forms, pushing you to adapt faster than you can breathe. And instead of shiny loot, you uncover hidden truths, artifacts and data logs that slowly reveal the real reason this galaxy went to war. It's beautiful, mysterious, and completely ruthless, a fight written in starlight and silence. Earthion. And just when you think the chaos can't get any heavier, the next chapter drops you straight into a war that's already lost. It begins in orbit, above a planet that's burning itself out. You play as Azusa Takanashi, the last surviving defense officer of the collapsing Earthion fleet. Humanity's orbital colonies are nothing but drifting graveyards now, and what's left of civilization floats among debris, hunted by biomechanical invaders that strip technology like it's marrow. Each of the 8 stages captures a new layer of Earth's fall. cracked ozone skies, abandoned stations, and parasite-infested satellites. The mood never lets up. It's tragic, lonely, and haunting, with Azusa hearing only fragments of messages from friends, long consumed by alien circuitry. The gameplay matches that tension perfectly. A fast, fluid dogfight system built on precision movement, charge attacks, and split-second evasions. Enemy formations learn from how you fight, reshaping their assault patterns as the battle rages. And tying it all together is Yuzo Koshiro's pulse-pounding soundtrack, each beat syncing with the destruction, turning the end of the world into pure rhythmic spectacle. Secret of the Four Winds. From orbital wars to something far stranger, the next story pulls us back down to Earth. Well, sort of. This is where legends whisper through static and myth fuses with machinery. A city caught between two timelines becomes the stage for an unraveling unlike any other. You follow three lives: a burned-out detective chasing ghosts in his own precinct, a 2,000-year-old druid walking among neon skylines, and a police officer torn between law and belief. Together they dig into the return of the Four, ancient beings that once commanded the wind itself. The tone blends Celtic myth with moody noir, interrogations in candlelit archives, fractured forests bending time, and rituals that tie human souls to storms. Choices actually matter. Your alliances can rewrite entire outcomes, either preserving these ancient spirits or erasing them forever. Gameplay moves between tactical gunplay and spellcasting, linking bullets with storm-charged amulets in real time. And that soundtrack? Absolutely haunting. Thanks to a custom sound chip, every orchestral swell and vocal echo turns this mythic mystery into a living, breathing legend of silicon and soul. True galactic mission. Alright, so let's leave the myths behind and head straight into deep space, because this next one's all about the silence before chaos. True Galactic Mission 2025 starts with 5 pilots prepping for humanity's first ever sanctioned galactic expedition. Sounds glorious, right? Except something already feels off. These pilots, barely any records, just broken psych reports and training footage that cuts out mid-transmission. Their goal is contact with the Galactic Empire, a civilization said to communicate through gravity. Yeah, gravity as a language. You experience the story through their chatter during hyperspace, encrypted logs, and distress beacons from ships that vanished hours earlier. The galaxy's a wild mix: plasma parasites, synthetic tribes, relics that twist time itself. Combat's where it shines. You switch between pilots on the fly, chain attacks, and trigger massive synergy moves like ion storms and gravity implosions. Enemies react to your formations in real time, so it's all about strategy under pressure. Between missions, who you heal or resupply decides who makes it back. It's tense, cinematic, and way too quiet for comfort. Mega Final Fight. Metro City never sleeps. Its alleys glow under rusted neon signs, dripping rain onto cracked pavement where power still shifts by fist. In this 2025 Genesis Homebrew remake, the story rebuilds the original legend from scratch, portraying a city rotting beneath political optimism. Newly elected Mayor Mike Hager struggles to keep peace after dismantling corporate crime networks, unaware that his daughter's kidnapping reignites the Mad Gear Gang. Hidden messages in police radios, corrupted news feeds, and graffiti trace the gang's control through industry and politics. Every stage explores another wound in the city: collapsing subways, burning slums, and skyscraper penthouses turned battlefronts. Gameplay evolves into frame-precise brawling, rendered in expanded 16-bit animation at near-arcade speed. You alternate between Hagar, Cody, and Guy, chaining throws, reversals, and environmental combos. Interactive debris, dynamic crowd AI, and synchronized soundtrack timing push the Mega Drive hardware to its edge, reviving the urban chaos that defines an era.
3, 2, 1, go!
Driftin Rage. And if you thought Metro City was intense, wait till you hear these engines scream. Driftin Rage throws you straight into a world where racing isn't just about speed. It's about pride, vengeance, and the ghosts chasing you down every lap. 12 racers, 12 stories, each coming from a different corner of the planet. Some race for redemption, others for revenge, and a few just want to burn rubber till the world remembers their name. But under all that glamour, there's something darker. The Chrono League, a shadow network pulling every string. They tweak the weather, alter traffic, even mess with drivers' minds to stage perfect rivalries. You'll tear across icy peaks in Cumbres de Nieve, blaze through the neon chaos of a Taro Expressway, and push through storms that feel alive. Every mode, road rage, eliminator, time attack, face off, ups the stakes, throwing in hazards like landslides and tornadoes mid-race. You fine-tune every detail, from handling and turbo to pure luck. And the soundtrack, it reacts to you. Cyberdeus turns the YM2612 chip into a living pulse. Every drift, every heartbeat, syncing perfectly with the chaos on the road. Phantom Gear. And to wrap things in pure 16-bit tragedy, this next one hits straight in the heart. Imagine a dying world running on the scraps of forgotten gods, and in the middle of it all, a scientist mourning someone she couldn't save. That's Dr. Valentine, the mind behind a desperate creation. A combat suit forged for Josephine, the daughter of her late colleague. Together, they're humanity's last flicker of defiance against the ocular force, a cult that worships energy itself as divine. Every stage feels like a battlefield frozen in grief, crumbling labs, desert monasteries, orbital ruins bending time and logic. The artifact that powers Josephine's armor is both a gift and a curse, glowing with spectral life even as it threatens to consume her. The gameplay is razor-tight, fast platforming blended with deep combat customization. You'll juggle ranged blasters, charged melee strikes, and gravity-defying wall runs in one fluid rhythm. Each boss battle tests awareness and timing to the edge. Hand-drawn animations ignite every movement, painting chaos in pure 16-bit fire. It's heartbreak turned into action, an epic built from loss and light.
Visit all the towns and cities for information and clues. Explore mysterious caves and dungeons for powerful items and artifacts.
Affinity Sorrow. And finally, we close on something hauntingly beautiful. Affinity Sorrow drops you into a world where gods and humans share the same soil, but not the same peace. You play as a nameless wanderer caught in a divine war, born from betrayal and broken memories. Everything you touch feels alive with history. towns scarred by past battles, temples buried under salt deserts, and statues that still whisper the sins of the gods they once served. Every decision matters here. Characters age, kingdoms rise and fall, and your dialogue choices can shift entire alliances. The combat mixes tactical positioning with elemental synergy, combining light, shadow, and life to break defenses or reshape the battlefield itself. Between fights, you build trust with your allies, unlocking new endings through loyalty, sacrifice, or pure survival. And the music, it's heartbreak turned into sound. An orchestral chiptune masterpiece that blends myth, emotion, and pure Genesis magic. It's the kind of story that lingers long after the final battle ends, a legend written in sorrow and light. Now let's talk about some upcoming games.
Get ready! Hardman!
SovietBorgs. And just when you think the future can't get any darker, SovietBorgs drags you into a world built from the ashes of a broken empire. Decades after the fall of the Eastern Bloc, Moscow's ruins hum with a new kind of life. Rusted iron, flickering reactors, and rogue AIs stitched together with fragments of human memory. These aren't just machines, they're ghosts of ideology, reborn as war engines. You step into the boots of a resistance unit, fighting to uncover what really happened. A state experiment that tried to fuse man and machine into one obedient system. On the Genesis version, that story plays out through side-scrolling tactical warfare. You'll command squads of infantry, pilot mechs, and unleash cyber beasts across collapsing cities and irradiated wastelands. Every encounter forces you to think, managing scarce ammo, scavenging from wrecks, and using the environment to survive. The tone is pure decay and defiance. Even the sky bleeds red as your choices decide whether humanity reclaims the world or becomes the very metal it fears. Irena Genesis, Metal Fury. Now, to close things out on a pulse-pounding note, Irena brings that classic Genesis energy roaring back to life. Picture this, a dying planet surrounded by broken colonies, and one woman waking up from cryostasis with no memory of who she is or why she was created. Her name's Irena, and she's not just escaping, she's reclaiming her stolen identity from the militarized regime that built her as a living weapon. The story unfolds through holographic logs scattered across scrapyards, orbital refineries and derelict stations, snippets of scientists arguing ethics, soldiers worshipping machines, and a government trying to erase its own sins. Gameplay hits like pure adrenaline, a side-scrolling shmup that fuses cinematic storytelling with razor-sharp precision. You'll weave through bullet storms, chain aerial dashes, and unleash charge bursts while upgrading Irena's adaptive flight suit. Boss fights reshape the entire stage into tests of reflex and focus, turning chaos into choreography. With pixel-perfect art, layered parallax, and a synth score that pulses with every explosion, this one doesn't just play, it commands the Genesis to breathe, bleed, and break its own limits. Lethal Wedding. And if you thought things couldn't get any more intense, Lethal Wedding is about to prove you wrong. This one's wild. A blood-soaked love story where two assassins turn their doomed marriage into a full-blown global war. Set in an alternate world where crime syndicates pull the strings of entire governments, it flips between quiet, emotional flashbacks and explosive shootouts across neon-drenched cities. 1 minute, it's romance. The next, it's pure destruction. The writing oozes noir attitude, sharp, wounded, and painfully human. Every mission digs deeper into the price of loyalty and revenge, and trust me, it gets messy fast. Gameplay takes a top-down approach with RPG-style progression, letting you and your partner sync attacks, dual-wield customizable weapons, and upgrade through a shared skill tree. Every bullet has weight, every combo feels like choreography, and the environment reacts to your chaos. Walls crumble, alarms blare, and enemies adapt mid-fight. Developed by Megacat Studios, it's that perfect storm of tactical precision, emotional storytelling, and co-op mayhem, a brutal dance between love and ruin. And honestly, if 2025 has proven anything, it's that the Sega Genesis isn't just an artifact from the past. It's alive, pulsing with new energy from creators who refuse to let those 16-bit circuits fade. Every cartridge released this year, from the mythic heartbreak of Affinity Sorrow to the burning asphalt of Driftin Rage, isn't just about nostalgia, it's about endurance. These devs aren't chasing memories, they're redefining what the hardware can feel like. What's wild is how they're pushing limits that were never meant to be broken. Rewriting code, bending sound chips, and crafting stories that hit harder because of those old constraints. The result? A generation of games that feel both retro and revolutionary. Whether you're piloting through ZPF's cosmic war zones, unearthing divine secrets in the Secret of the Four Winds, or tearing through the techno wreckage of Phantom Gear, you're not just revisiting the past, you're watching it evolve. The Mega Drive doesn't need a comeback. It never left. It's still here, waiting for anyone who believes that pixels, when done right, can outshine anything modern gaming throws at them.